Aloha, ladies! Welcome, welcome. We're here for the live vision boarding session. Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm wearing leopard today for like my party outfit. I'm just want to go ahead and, I know people are coming in the chat room, so I'm just going to give you some logistical stuff to kind of get you settled before we really get going. A couple of things you'll notice on your right-hand side, there's a chat box, so you can go ahead, pop in there, say where you're from. We've got Somerset, UK, Canada, Wales. Hey, I'm part Welsh. Seattle, South Africa, more Canadians. Yay, Canadian! So go ahead, pop in, say where you're from. Connect that way. From Portland, Oregon, happy to see you. San Diego. I know there's like over 850 of you registered, so there's going to be a bunches of you. So excited. A couple things just so you know. The live stream, from when I'm talking to when it goes live, there's about a 30-second delay. So just be aware if you ask a question and it doesn't get answered for a while, know that there's some delay going on there. A couple other things. If you have any trouble with the feed, or if things are not working on your end, you're going to get a replay, so you can always watch the replay later. And we also have Carrie Lee. She's an amazing artist, and she's in the chat box as well, helping answer any questions, making sure you get settled and get things going. San Francisco Bay Area, Illinois, Florida, Philadelphia. We have an island girl. We have another island girl. Talassi's here with us too. Say hi, Talassi.
Hi!
My girl from Kauai.
Or maybe I should say aloha.
Aloha. Yes, I love that. we make it's like when we go to luau's, and that's the way we make people say aloha. Oh, Finland, Minna. Oh my gosh, I lived in Finland for a year, so happy to see everyone. It's always I could get completely lost in the chat room and just chat with you guys for 90 minutes, but that's not what we're going to do today. So let me just check in, see if there's anything else here that I had as far as logistical things. Yes. So supplies. If you registered, you should have gotten your supply list, and but it's pretty basic. So if you didn't get it, just like a piece of construction paper. I'm using some watercolor paper. I've got some old magazines that you can chop things up in, scissors, glue. I've got crayons, paint. Paint is optional, as well as I've got a rattle and some sage, some essential oil, but pretty basic things you could just have maybe lying around, and that's going to be it. So our plan is that we're going to get settled, we're going to ground, tune inwards, and then we're going to go on a vision, because what we really want to do this time is we want to look at 2016 and let it be not from a place of what you think you should be doing, but what you think you should be doing, like from your align, from your core self, from your inner space. So that's what we're doing today, is we're going to tune you inwards so that you can create from that space. And then we're going to have fun, because creativity is awesome. I love creating. This is live, so things might happen. My kids might come running in. The other day I was filming and they came running in and needed help with something. So just so you know, welcome to live. And let's see here. We'll make a vision. Towards the end, I'm going to share something with you about a retreat here in Hawaii. We have someone who's going to help come in at the end and help anchor in with an energetic session. So welcome. And just quickly, we have people both from the Woman Unleashed retreat. We have people from my creative Ohana, my Radiant Mama people. So welcome everybody. We have Color of Women. There's just a whole Mod Podge smash wonderful mix of people here today. And just briefly, if you don't know me, my thing is I help busy, exhausted professional women kind of chill out, have fun, and help them tune in and access their feminine side through creativity and intuitive processes. And right now we've got almost 8,000 people on the Women Unleashed online retreat. We've helped over 15,000 women tune into their feminine side through that experience. over the year, and I'm an artist. I have work hanging all over the world, but my biggest passion is helping people and loving on people, and yeah. So I'm spiritual, but I'm also keep it real. So if I cuss, I'm sorry if that offends you, and I have tea today, but I would be drinking wine if it was later because it's only 11 o'clock my time. But so all is most welcome here. And I always love to honor those who have taught before me, who I've got my lineage from as far as teaching. So that would be artwork from Shiloh Sophia, that's my painting teacher, as well as Sue Hoya Sellers and Lenore Thomas Strauss, that lineage. I have been trained in hula and Hawaiian culture from Kumu Nani Lem Yap, as well as movement from Debbie and Carlos Rosas. And I live on the Big Island of Hawaii by Tulasi, who lives in Kauai. So get yourself settled. And I can't even look at the chat box because I'll be completely like engrossed in that, and I'll be loving you all. So we're gonna go ahead and first just tune you inwards, start you in ceremony. And if you have your sage, you're welcome to grab your sage. And let's just take a deep breath in, out. I have a tea leaf with salt water, ocean water on it for you. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Tulasi, who's going to help us ground and be really present for what's coming.
Beautiful. So I invite you, wonderful ladies who are here today for this amazing experience, to just begin to notice how your body is in this particular moment, and feel any movements that want to happen. I'm a big fan of moving towards the still point so that we can kind of shake out whatever kinks there are and actually transition into this place of presence. So you might shake a little bit, you might roll your shoulders a couple times, you might stretch your jaw or reach up towards the sky, just bringing space and energy into your body and letting kind of the fluctuations, the ripples of the morning or the day that you've had so far, just kind of ripple through. And then go ahead and begin to take a few breaths in through your nose and out of your mouth. Just giving yourself over to the exhale so that you can actually drop in to your body in this moment. Drop into whatever's here for you to play with and explore and experience today. And just notice the way that your lungs expand when you take the breath in fully. And notice the way your body settles as you let that breath out completely. And for me at this point in time, this point of the year, it's so important to rest into our isness right now. Instead of jumping ahead to what's to come or getting too caught up in what's already been, really when we get to cultivate this space of resting inside of ourselves, that's where the magic happens. So continue to let your breath just flow in, breathing in your miraculous presence that's happening right now, and exhale, letting go of whatever you don't need, letting go of whatever's in the way of you really appreciating and acknowledging your divine spark, your creativity that is pulsing in you in this very moment. As you continue to breathe, I want you to start to feel the surface of your skin. So as you inhale, feel the edges of your skin. And as you exhale, feel yourself drop into that still place inside. And just continue to let this wave roll through your body, expanding to the edges, and then exhaling, dropping into your core, into your center, into that deep presence. And you might begin to find that your energy wants to start to extend beyond your skin to the space around your body. And continue to drop deeper into the inside of the inside of the inside of you. Just let this expansion and settling become like an energetic dance that you're a part of, that you're experiencing, that's actually arising from your own creative capacity. Just letting a few more of these waves expand you into the space that you're in. And go ahead and let your hands come together and just gently rub them together, just bringing a little energy, creative fire, some heat into your hands. And just place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly once you've generated a little heat. And just feel, if you can feel your own heartbeat, just feeling that drumbeat inside of your body, pulsing your rhythm in this moment. And become aware of the belly that's on your, or the hand that's on your belly, and just feel the softness of your own belly, your receptivity, the space inside of yourself from which you create from. And then let your breath fill both hands. So feeling your heart and your belly expanding and settling. Just feeling this powerful presence that's right here, inside of you. And maybe in this moment, just breathe into your intention. Not for this coming year, but simply for this next hour. What do you want to discover? What do you want to create? How do you want to feel? And just breathe into the wisdom that's right here beneath your hands. When you have a sense of what's percolating with richness for you, you might find a way to just honor that. Maybe you write it down in your journal. Maybe you take a moment and light the candle with that intent. Or maybe you simply just bow to your own wisdom in gratitude, just for this moment in time that you've taken to check in and step into our creative experience from this place.
I love you.
Oh, I love you and all these wonderful women that have gathered. It's just so exciting.
Oh, you're just perfect. This was perfect. Thank you, Tulasi. I love you. And ladies, for those of you that are not part of our online retreat, we'll have her information in a follow-up email so you can connect with more of Tulasi and her beautiful, beautiful embodiment work. But I lit my candle with my intention. Thank you, Tulasi.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies. So it was beautiful that we've just been connected, tuned inward, and I just really feel dropped in, like, I'm ready now for what's to come. So let's go ahead and if you have your journal, if you have, gather your stuff, because we're going to do a visioning, and then when we come out of our visioning, I'm going to have you do something. So have your piece of construction paper or your whatever paper you have, as well as markers, crayons, something like that, and we'll get going. So go ahead and get yourself settled. Take a sip of something. I'm drinking tea. All right. We're going to go on a journey. So get comfortable. And close your eyes. And before we go on the journey, I just want to share just briefly that what we're doing this time is we're doing something different than your traditional New Year's resolutions vision board. You know, I don't know if you're at all like me, where I used to do vision boards or I would do New Year's resolutions from this place of like lack. Like it was almost like a beating up of myself of all the things that weren't working. Like if I wasn't happy with my weight, or if I wasn't happy in relationships, or how I was doing these different things. And so it was almost like the New Year's would come and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to change that. I'm going to make that different. And it was this efforting that went into it. And so what we're doing is we're doing things from the feminine way. So we're not coming from the masculine mode of like, this is my goal, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to make happen. More from the place of inner wisdom, of tuning into aligning with what wants to come next, what's asking to come forward, tuning into our spirit and to that spark, and then honoring that and moving from that space. And so one thing that I know as a creative person is that we have two different sides of our brain, right? Our right brain and left brain. And one side of our brain, our left brain, is used to the way things have always been. It's logical. It works off of what makes sense. And the other side of the brain is about things that we haven't tried before. And we're like, oh, I wonder what this would be like. It's like there's no box. Like one side of the brain's in the box, the other side of the brain is like, there is no box. And when we're doing any sort of change, we need both, right? We need the side of ourselves to like keep us focused. And then we also need the side of ourselves to think of possibilities and think of, well, how could I do that? It's like if you have a vision to do something and you've never done it before, you can't stick with the side of the brain that is only used to doing things from what's worked in the past. You have to tap into something else. And that's part of what we're doing today. We're tapping you in to your creative power. We're tapping you into that side of the brain that thinks, how can I? Is this possible? Or how can I do that? How can I make that possible instead of it's not possible? So we're opening up to possibilities, one of the gifts of creativity. So yeah, let's go ahead and, like I said, get yourself settled and close your eyes, and we're going to go on a journey. Taking a couple deep breaths all the way in, imagining your air filling all the way to the bottom of your belly, and exhaling out. Inhaling in again, even deeper. Exhaling out. And one last time, inhaling in even more, filling up even more. And exhaling any stale air. And I want you to imagine that you're sitting at the top of your head, sitting in there in your brain and your thoughts, what you're used to. And we're going to go on a journey. Now, on this journey, you might see images, or you might have feelings or sense or tastes. Just know that however the information comes to you is perfect. There's no efforting required on this. You're allowing things to come to you. So I want you to imagine walking down a spiral staircase. And you're going to walk all the way down into your body. You're going to go ahead, past your head and your throat. You can let your hand touch the sides of the wall as you're walking down, listening to the sounds of your feet on the staircase. And as you're going down, you're letting go of any distractions, leaving them behind. Imagining your distractions almost like excess clothing that you're peeling off and leaving. Making your way past your throat, into your chest, still walking down. And as you come down farther and farther, you feel more of a sense of calm, of letting go. As you walk past your heart, you can hear your heartbeat. Walking past that doorway and continuing down until you come all the way down to your belly, to your na'au, as we say in Hawaii, the center of your body. And there before you is a doorway. And it's slightly shimmery, kind of like a bubble, a soap bubble. You can't quite see what's on the other side. What is the shape of your doorway? What color? And as you're looking at your doorway, you notice across the top, there's some lettering, a message. You notice the message and know that on the other side of this doorway, you're going to access creativity, your intuition. And so you start to go through the doorway, and instead of popping the bubble like melds with your body, and you're able to just walk right through the bubble. And on the other side, you find yourself on a beach, and you hear the waves crashing. And you look out at this vast, vast ocean. It's so beautiful. So many vibrant colors. And you notice in the sand there's a set of footprints. And so you start to follow the footprints, wondering where they lead. Walking along the beach, you come to what you think is the end. But you notice there's actually a hidden cave there. And so you turn and you start walking into the cave, curious what's there. You can still hear the ocean waves crashing behind you as you walk in. And you don't necessarily feel scared here. You actually feel safe. There's something comforting about coming in this space. It's warm. The light's a little bit dim, but there's plenty to be able to see. And you walk along some rocks now to the side, and you notice in front of you a great pool. So still. And on the other side of the pool is a woman, a wise, older woman who smiles at you and extends her hand and asks you to sit down by the pool. And so you sit down. You get yourself settled. And she says, I have something to show you. And so the pool starts to ripple. And then it starts to become clear again. And in it, you see yourself 1 year ago, New Year's Eve, 2014. Just notice. And the pool starts to shift so that you're starting to see parts of your year. They may not all be in order, but parts of this last year are flashing. Maybe they were successes and wonderful, happy times. Maybe there were surprises, things you didn't know, you weren't expecting to happen. Maybe they were things that really hurt, or times when you maybe failed, that you felt like you failed. Let your mind drift like the ripples in the pool, and just notice what comes to you. She says it's time to transform these into your wisdom. What did you learn in 2015? And then from around her neck, she unclasps a necklace and hands it over to you. And she says, each of these jewels is one of your wisdoms, one of your learnings from this year. Take it and wear it with pride. And so you take the necklace and you put it around your neck, and you look at the beads and the jewels, fingering each one. And as you have your hand just resting on your necklace, she asks you, how do you want to feel this next year? She doesn't ask you what you want. She asks, how do you want to feel? Just noticing in your body the sensations. Maybe there are words that come, or maybe it's just a feeling in your body. And she smiles at you and says, look here. You look into the pool, and in the pool you see a giant stone. And so you reach into the shallow pool, and you pick it up, and a burst of light comes from the jewel and comes right into your belly and into your heart. And she said, this is next year for you. This is where you're going. And as you're holding it, it starts to pulse in your hand. And I want you to ask this jewel, what is one word for you for 2016? One guiding word. And wait. And you may have it or you may not have it, but I want you to take the jewel, and then you notice there's actually a clasp on it where you can attach it to your wisdoms from 2015. And so you clasp the jewel onto your necklace, and it sits right on your heart. And the old woman smiles at you and says, "Are you ready?" So you say, "Yes, you're ready." And so she waves her hand, smiles at you, and says, "All right, you can go now." So you get up slowly, and as you walk out, you feel the weight of this jewel on your heart. You walk out of the cave, and the light from the sand and from the ocean is so bright, and you look out across the ocean, and all you see is possibility. You walk back along the sandy beach to the bubble gateway. You walk through the bubble gateway. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I want you to take on one side of your poster board, you can either write out some of your message, you can draw, you can use color markers. As much of that vision that came to you, go ahead and write it down. So you're welcome to jump in the chat box and to go ahead and share from your visioning, your word, what came up for you. I'm going to put in my word. Oh, here we go. That's my word today. And here's some of my drawing from mine. And so you're welcome to do that. You're also welcome to take a picture of it and post it in the Women Unleashed Facebook group, because I always like to see images. That's the only thing I would bum about chat, is I don't get to see what's going on over there with you. Expect miracles. Harriet, yours didn't find a word, your mind kept distracting me. That's totally fine. One thing I noticed is that our mind it will kind of jump all over the place. But to just kind of see if you can hold that space of expectation of like, I don't have a word, but I'm just going to kind of sit with it and see if you can keep that space open for what's going to come, because something will come. You don't need to fill it up, and see what you get. Magic, clarity, transformation, growth, be yourself, nature, serenity. Ah, yeah, Teresa, you're deep as I know. We're both so deep. Yeah, so you can hop in the Facebook group. See, watch me. I'm doing that right now, so I can show you what I got going here. The Women Unleashed group, and I'm going to take a picture right here, live. How fun is this? And post it for you all. All right. Post it. She's sideways. Sorry about that. But release, connected, determined. All right. So this is the space that I know it's what where we're at right now is we're kind of like we're up here. We've just, or maybe we're really down here, really deep. We've kind of tuned inwards to like that deeper connection, that deeper feeling of what we want. And now it's like looking at like, well, okay, what does that actually look like for this next year? And that's where we get to kind of come into the vision board. Now, the reason I had to start off doing it this way and not doing vision board is because, or not just flipping through the magazine, is because I want you to come from this space. I want you to come from your intuitive space of what feels good for you. I don't want you coming from a space of like looking outside and wanting to get something outside of yourself. So it's really inside out instead of outside in. It's a different kind of wisdom, okay? So go ahead, you can start beginning. We're gonna start to gather things for our vision board. What I'm gonna do with mine, and you're welcome to do either of these ways, but what I'm gonna do is I am gonna actually do my vision board on the opposite side of mine, so that I have the other one that I can, anytime during the year, I can flip it either direction, depending on what I want to do. So I'm going to do that. You can also go right on top of it if you want. If you want to kind of have that, I guess, energy per se inside there, then you're welcome to do that as well. Peace, joy, wonderful, alive, inspired, open. Open. Oh, your door said open to all possibilities. It was funny. My door actually said like welcome and almost like enter at your own risk. It had that kind of feeling, but it wasn't those exact words. But I was like, oh, okay, something's going on in here. I'm always surprised when I go. Sometimes it's like, it's amazing what happens on the visioning and how all of our visions are so different. So let's go ahead and I'm going to move this back a little bit. And I'm going to adjust the camera angle. So you're going to kind of look down on my table and my messy room, because I love y'all. So don't judge me because of my messiness, okay? All righty. Here it said Spirit Rising. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, like I said, sorry if don't mean to make any of you motion sick or anything. But here we go. All righty. Do that. And haha, got my thing. All right. Okay. Okay, my loves. So next step, We're going to have some fun with our vision board. So go ahead and grab your paper, and I'm going to want you to, from this space, grab a magazine. And first, you can go ahead and either with paint or with your pen or anything you want. I'm going to, because I'm feeling paint this moment, I'm going to put my word, which is radiant. Now, if you're going to use paint, don't get too thick, okay? Because we want to be able to paste stuff on. Radiant. Dun, 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 dun. Perfect. Then while that's drying, or if you're using your markers, and you don't need to worry about that. Oh, I just realized I don't have water. Do something with my paintbrush. Go ahead, grab a magazine. And I want you to start just flipping through it. And let's not get distracted and start actually looking at things. But if, as far as reading articles, right? Don't find a recipe and start reading that. But if you see a picture that has the feeling of what you had in that cave, I want you to pull it. And you can just pull the whole page right now. You don't need to like get into clipping everything out perfectly. They can be images. Oh my gosh, that looks like my stone. It can be images, or it can be words as well. When you find a picture that feels good, I want you to notice the sensation in your body. Notice how the picture makes you feel. For example, I've got this picture here. You can see it here. Looks like a star. And it just, I love it. It just feels so alive, vibrant, radiant, which is exactly what I'm working with. One thing you can do, I'm not going to do it today, but one thing you can do also is if you have paint or colors, you can color the background, colors that feel good for you, that echo that feeling. I'd like to see in your chat box if you're having any things that pop up that are surprising for you. That you're like, what? How'd that come across? Oops. Hold up. Camera's acting wonky. Okay. So as we're looking at our next year and what's coming up, I want us to stay in the space of how do we want to feel. It's not about goals, about, you know, I want to write a book, I want to start a business, I want to do my art career. Beneath that, there's something else. There's something that you want. There's some way you want to feel. And so once you have some images you like, go ahead and take off the parts that you don't want to keep. Like, I'm not really interested in this hairspray bottle, so I'll let that go. You can use scissors, or I'm just tearing things at the moment. Whoa. That was, I think, my kid going into his room. That was loud. Okay. You can change the angle of your paper too. Find the one that feels best for you. Phil goes to upwards. Fascinated, fascinating, fluid, fantastic, favored. Robin, I know. My camera can go wacko sometimes. It's so funny. We are an energetic group. Rockstar. You know, one thing I wanted to share is just like briefly, I want to share a little bit of my story because I think that it would help when we look sometimes at vision and kind of what we want to create in the world. There's many times that we have ideas of something that we don't act on them. And I want to share what I did and what I'm doing and why it works to kind of dispel any myths that people might have about how things work. Some of you might not know my story that it was about not too long ago when I decided to have kids. Tony and I, we've been married 5 years or so. We're like, oh, we want to have kids. And so we got pregnant and I was so excited. And then I miscarried actually my first baby. And it was awful. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through. And I remember feeling like, you know what? I'm going to be the best mom ever, you know, if I get pregnant again. And I did. I got pregnant again. And I decided I was going to be the best mom ever. And I feel like I kind of was. But I lost myself in the process. You know, I was like the best mom, but then I kind of forgot Amber in the mix. And I really went into a depression for a while where I had lost me. I'd given so much of myself to what I thought I should be doing. And as women, we do this, I see it time and time again. We give ourselves to things and we lose ourselves in the process. It's almost like, you know, I was talking to someone and she was saying, yeah, I feel like I've lost myself over and over again over the years. Like it's like a coming back to ourselves over and over that has to happen. And, you know, the way that I came back to myself was through creativity, right? It was actually nothing I'd ever really done before. I was actually told in school that I wasn't a good artist. And so I stopped doing art when I was younger, but I was feeling so depressed and so bummed that I'm like, I want to do something for me. And so I I started painting. I actually joined a class with Shiloh Sophia, and I started painting and writing. And during that time, it was like me time, right? I could do something just for me. And it completely shifted my life. You know, I became happier again. It wasn't just about obligation or what I thought I should be doing. It became something that I really loved doing. And for a long time, it was like I just took care of me. It was almost like I had to kind of refill my own cup, right? I'd given so much away that there was so little left of me, you know? And once I did that, I was like, you know what? Other people, like, because I know other moms, I was like, other mommies, we need this. And that's when I started doing my work. And I was like, I need to start helping women. But again, it wasn't like I had this idea, I'm going to help women, and then boom, it happened. It's like, it took a long time. It took, you know, me starting off just painting and putting one piece in a gallery. That was I remember it was so scary to walk into that gallery and to be like, hi, are you interested in my artwork? You know, it was like putting myself out there. And then, you know, later, it's the same type of fear that I had to walk through over and over again. Anytime I wanted to start something new, whether it was to have a gallery show or whether it was to start a blog or to start coaching women, it was like each time it was like this scary, scary moment. And the thing is that I knew, like there were times where I was like, okay, I can't do this. Who am I to do this? You know, there was that fear that came up. But I knew that beneath that, I was really driven by something deeper. And that's what I want us to connect to, is that something deeper. So that when we feel, because we're all going to feel like that we shouldn't be doing it anymore. There's a point when if you have a dream, you know, you're going to have a point in your dream when you're like, okay, this is ridiculous. I don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard. You'll have all sorts of excuses, reasons why you can't do it. One of my clients, I was just talking to her, and she just started a photography business, and she's doing wonderfully, so amazing. And she hit her fear. She hit her fear wall when she's like, I don't know, I'm not making the money I'm making. You know, she was, having this conversation. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at how far you've come. You were making nothing, and look at what you're making now. And it was like, it's amazing what our minds will like come up with in order to get us to stop. And so just wanting you to know that there is this place of, you're going to feel where you're going to want to stop, you know? And I just want you to know that it's natural. It's totally natural. Yeah. Lisa, I'm so glad you found art. That makes me happy. I love morning walks too. Those feel really good to me. I'm in the same space. So yeah, that's one thing, is just knowing that when we're looking at vision, sometimes, you know, we're excited about it, and then it gets scary, and we're like, okay, that was exciting, and now it's like reality hits. You think you're like, well, realistically, right? What realistically means you're just like tapping into the left side of the brain. You know, the one I was talking about, the one that like has seen succeed in the past, you know? You're tapping into that side, and it's going, wait a minute, we haven't seen this succeed before, and it tells you all the reasons why it doesn't work. So just knowing that that's a natural process, and that you just you gotta keep moving, yeah? And that's where creativity comes in. That creativity, not just like creating, like I'm creating something beautiful, but when we're creating, we are opening up that side of our brain. So if you have something you're excited about or passionate about or something you want to do, use your creativity to figure out how you can do it. You know, don't say like, oh, I can't. Be like, okay, well, how could I? And see if you can use this part of yourself to tap into it. I remember one time, one example. My husband doesn't like this example, but it's a good one. So I wanted to work with a coach, and this investment was like way more than I could do it. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can't do it. And I remember her telling me the cost, and I went and I talked to my husband. He said, no, He's like, no, nope, that's not a good thing. But I knew in my intuition, I was like, I knew in my insides I was meant to do it. And so I did it anyways. And that was like really tough on our relationship, my husband and I, for a bit. And gosh, now he's like, thank God you did that. But at the time, it was really, really tough. And I was so convinced, like I could really tell in my, in my gut that I was supposed to do it, that I like thought so outside the box. I thought, okay, I can, what could I do? I said I could start selling paintings. So I started selling paintings. I started doing trade work. I thought, okay, maybe I could work it off. Maybe I could do a scholarship, a long-term payment plan. So just thinking of like, how can you use your creative brain to help you now when you're looking at your vision and what you want to create? Oh, glue stick, you're almost out. And where they feel like they want to go. And this is something you can always add to as well. Just have fun coming in, gluing in where she goes. Yeah, I just want you to be, it's almost like preparing for the side of your brain that's going to tell you can't do something, and kind of knowing what to do with it before it comes. Right? As an artist, I know that my critic is going to show up many times when I'm creating and tell me that my work is terrible and who am I to be creating and all that kind of stuff, right? So then I have like these little things I do to kind of send my critic somewhere else, right? So that she doesn't bother me when I'm creating. Oh. So thinking of like this next year, and if you have something that you feel like, okay, I want to feel this way, because we're starting with feelings. And then there's like something that you actually want to do with that. So maybe you want to write a book, or you want to start taking art classes, or, something like that. Think of what has stopped you in the past. And we got to come up with a plan so it doesn't stop you again. So some things that I do to help me plan to not stop is I have friends, I have a coach, I have my husband. My husband's really tricky. Like I say, okay, babe, I'm going to do this. This is my thing. And he's like, okay. And so then he asks me about it. And it's like, I really hate to like tell my husband I'm giving up on something. So it's like knowing what motivates you, right? Just like with workouts, like sometimes it's like, you might not really be inspired to go out yourself, and you know that at one point you'll be like, I'm just going to sleep and I don't care. But if you have a friend sitting there waiting for you to meet her, to go for a walk in the morning, who you care about, then maybe you're going to be more inspired to keep going. So it's like, let's use our creative brains to think about what you can do to support you in your vision moving forward. I would love to hear. Alrighty. Next, see where we're going. I wonder how you're all doing over there. How are you doing on yours? Give me the 411. How you doing on yours? Jackie, vision board activity is 90 minutes total, so we have another 25 minutes to go about. And we're going to go ahead and just so y'all know, we're wrapping up this vision boarding section the next 10 minutes or so, and then we're having Laura Ann Riggio pop on, and she's going to do a tapping session with you to help you clear any energy blocks you may have to your 2016 vision. So that's the plan. Yay, I'm so glad you're having so much fun, Deanna, Teresa. Yay. Perfect, you got your picks, just need to glue them down. Awesome, take your time. I know I've noticed I got some pukas, or I've got some, as we say in Hawaiian, or like places that there's gonna need to be something else that comes in, but just don't quite have what that is yet. Yes, creativity has been huge for me as far as, I was talking to someone else, they sent me a message and they said, like after the retreat, their husband can already tell a difference it's made for them. And I was like, yeah, it's the same thing for me with creativity. Once I started using creativity, I became such a happier person. You know, it's like doing things for me. It's like I became a better mom. I became a better wife because I wasn't so crabby. Does anyone out there know what I'm talking about? Oh. Yay, I'm so glad you're enjoying it, Julia. Yay. Oh, blessed. That's beautiful. Wonderful. Da, 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 da. So we've been talking, we started off with our, with tuning inwards and then connecting with our word for next year, coming from a place of looking at our feelings and what we want to create this next year instead of from a place of what's not working, looking at what is working, looking at the feelings you want for this next year. We talked about kind of planning ahead, using your creative brain to help you look at obstacles that might come and how to kind of move through them. And we talked about using your creative brain to help you look into possibilities. So all sorts of yumminess so far. And then I mentioned I'm going to share an offer with you guys, just quick, and then we're going to go into our tapping. So continue to go ahead and do your vision boarding. I'm going to pop this back on over so you can see me. Welcome. Welcome. Get everything back in order. How you having fun so far? Oh, I'm glad you like me relaxed too. I know. You know, when I first started doing online and video stuff, I was like so paranoid. I was like, I have to make sure everything looks perfect and it's all together. But you know, no one's perfect. The other day I was shooting and like Sage, my son, came in and I was like, what are you doing in here? Get out of here. And I realized, oh my gosh, I was on video camera. So sorry about that. Just laughing at like my own like story of like what I should be looking like when I'm on camera. And it was pretty funny. That's awesome, Lisa. Okay, here we go. So I just want to share just quickly with you. Keep doing your stuff. Normally, I don't share with people like offers and stuff when we don't know each other very well. There's about half of you are from my community, and so you know me well. The other half are new from the Woman Unleashed retreat. So welcome to my Creativity Ohana. I love you, and I just feel like that there's this there's something that I'm doing that I think would be really good for. There might be someone out there that'd be good for. So you might be needing this right now. So we've been having fun kind of creating our next year, looking at what we want to do. And then at the end, we're going to anchor in our feelings with Laura Ann. And I'm going to have you obviously hang this someplace where you see it all the time. So it connects you back to those feelings that we had when we were in our visioning. So either the side that you're collaging or the other side. And but for now, one thing that we're doing is I'm going to be doing an online retreat, or not an online retreat, a retreat here in Hawaii for 3 days. And we're doing it February 17th, 18th, and 19th. That's on the Big Island here of Hawaii. And we are focusing on awakening your creativity, so staying in this creative space to not only make you happy. We talked about how creativity makes you happy, how it helps open you up to possibilities, how it helps relax you, things like that. But we're also nurturing, nourishing yourself. You're aligning with what's most important, and then we're coming with a plan for this next year to kind of integrate your year. So it's not just maybe a vision, but it actually brings you into action steps of what you're doing. We'll be doing painting and art journaling and movement, Hawaiian culture. We have hula and chilling by the pool and hanging out and relaxing. So there's 5 spots left in this retreat. You know, I've already put it out to my people. So today we're offering bring a friend for free. So it's 2 for 1. It's amazing. It can be a friend, you know, you gift it for your friends. So you can be like, hey, I'm the best friend ever. Here's a retreat with me to Hawaii. Or you can do that. You can split the cost between the 2 of you. So you get to choose. And then you can go ahead and on the side, there should be popping up a link there. So you can do that. So the way it works is you get to Hawaii, find a place to stay. We can help you find accommodation, or you can stay at the hotel we're at. We hang out 3 days together. And yeah, so click on the link if you're interested. 5 more spots. So if you're feeling the call, come hang out. It's going to be awesome. Meanwhile, for the rest of y'all's, we're going to continue doing our retreat. So hold on a second. I'm going to pop this up. And check in the chat box. Who needs a new best friend? Teresa, you are so hilarious. Doesn't have to be your best friend that you bring on the retreat. So funny. All right, so we're going to go ahead. I want you to continue working on your vision boards, but for now, I have a special guest. Yay, special guest. Laura Ann Riggio, say hello.
Hello. Hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! I know, we've been hanging out. Look at what we've been doing. This is, my collage is not 100%. Here's part of my collage.
Gorgeous. Yes. Absolutely gorgeous.
We tapped into our feelings and we've created, we have our word for 2016. We're moving from a space of feeling instead of from a space of like goals. So that's where we've been right now. We did this beautiful visualization where women got a necklace, and the necklace had like the wisdom that they gained in 2015, each of those jewels. And so that's where we're at now. But I'm so happy to have you here and to help us, because we were talking about when we have a vision of something that's like we're inspired, we're in the moment, we're in our thing, and then like stuff comes up where we freak out, you know, we're like, ah, it's like the blocks that come up. And you are a master at helping us move through those blocks. So I'm so glad you're here. We've got people saying, hi, Laura, on the chat box. So
hi, everybody. Well, it's awesome to be here. Thanks so much for inviting me. And you're absolutely right. One of the first things that can happen when you start to dream really, really big and open up your mind to the possibility of having all these juicy, wonderful things you want is the fear can come up of like, oh my God, maybe it can't happen for me. Maybe there's something about me that could block it from happening. And I just want to say it's completely and utterly natural to have these experiences and these feelings, because any new thing, any change is going to bring up fear. We are actually hardwired to be afraid of change. As animals out there, you know, any animal that would move from one place to another would really be tentative about like moving out into the world if they were in a new location. Same thing happens with us in our brain. If we decide we want something new, we're going to be pretty tentative about it and make sure it's safe because it's unfamiliar right now. So I just want to say it's not you, it's your body. And we can start to move any doubt through your body right now with the tapping routine I'm going to do with you. So now, am I reading in yours, or are we okay?
You're maybe a little bit, but you know what? Let me mute you on my side and see if that helps.
Okay.
Oops, wait, I can't mute you because you're talking. Hold on, let me mute me.
Awesome. Oh, that's so much better. Thank you. I was hearing two of me. So I would love to take us through this tapping routine right now. It's going to be super quick. And I also think this is something you should revisit, guys, in the month to come. I know that this is going to be up through January 31st. So please come back to this tapping routine and please use your board and everything you've learned in this amazing experience that Amber's created for you, because I've been seeing everything on Facebook. I mean, my God, you guys are just blossoming, and I'm so inspired by your visions and your paintings and your, all of this expansion you guys are doing. I really want you to use this tapping routine, not just today, but to continue to come back to it. And also, please get your friends to sign up for this, and so that they can experience it too before it goes away on January 31st. So, if you can get your friends working with the student, and you guys all make a pact to do this tapping routine together and really, really pay attention to your boards every day, you're going to be bringing these feelings of having what you want into your life. And that is exactly how the law of attraction works. The law of attraction does not work with words. It does not work with thoughts. It works with feelings. So as you feel the feelings present in your board, you are actually going to be increasing your vibrational frequency energetically to be attracting like things, to literally be bringing them in with ease and grace, and also joy, because who doesn't want to feel these great feelings there in your board? So let's get started right now and clear the doubt so we can be completely free to really live into your passions in your board. So you're going to start by tapping on the side of your hand, just like this. Even though I sometimes doubt myself and sometimes get a little bit afraid that my dreams won't come true, I still love and accept myself right now. Switch hands. Even though I sometimes doubt myself and my ability to create my dreams in my life, I still love and accept myself. One more time. Switch hands. Even though I sometimes doubt myself and I can feel fear come up, I still love and accept myself right now. Good. So now you're going to move with me as we tap these points. So tap in between your eyebrows, and you're just going to repeat after me or think the phrases that I'm saying. Oh, I can sometimes feel the doubt come up in me. I can feel the fear. What if I can't have what's in my board? I can feel these feelings in my body, and I also can release them. I can release these feelings in my body, because feelings are just feelings, and feelings can move away just as any emotion I could have could move away. I can think a thought of one thing, and then I can think another thought, and I can feel something completely different as I change my thoughts. So whenever I feel any fear or doubt, I can simply tap it away with these points Lara's showing me today. And as I tap away my fear, I can, as I tap away my fear, I can get present to my passion. As I tap away my fear, I can get present to my passion. And as I get present to my passion and the feelings that are in my board, I can start and drawing other activities and other things that give me those feelings into my life. That is how the law of attraction works. As I feel the feelings present in the board, factors that support those feelings and help me feel those feelings so I can have more of them in my life. So as I feel these feelings and tap away the doubt, I can experience the ease and grace and help of the law of attraction in the universe. I know the universe supports me. I can feel support in my life. I've had coincidences occur before. I know I can feel its support in my life, and I've had coincidences that support the law of attraction come into my life. So as I feel these feelings, and as I receive the bounty of the universe that supports these feelings, I'm going to be getting closer and closer and closer to my dreams coming true. And if any of these feelings of doubt or fear come up, I can tap them away and then look at my board, feel the feelings associated with it, and just get right back on track. And as I get back on track, I'm going to feel awesome. I'm going to feel the excitement and joy, abundance, and freedom in my board. As I feel the feelings in my board, it'll get me through any issue I may have or that may come up. So as I feel them, I can also tap them through and attract more abundance into my life. As I release my doubt and feel the feelings in my board, I manifest more of those feelings in my board and more circumstances that support them. And I've harnessed the law of attraction as I've done it. I am harnessing the word to me right now, and I can do this any single time I get stuck. It's that easy. So guys, you can do this tapping routine, like I said, any single time you start to feel any doubt or any fear, and it's going to help move it through your body and get you re-present to all these amazing feelings. And I also just want to say, the program that I gave you guys with my retreat gift is literally a couple minutes in the morning, a couple minutes in the evening to also really, really help you manifest what's in your board and what you want in your life. So don't forget to go there and get your free gift. And also, if you do wind up joining my community, which I'd love for you to do, I'm doing a free call on creating your vision and using the law of attraction on how to do that on June 4th, which you'll be invited to if you join my community. So I hope you do. I've loved working with this group. And Amber, you are amazing for doing this. And I wish I could come to Hawaii. I actually may try and do it. I think it sounds like an absolutely amazing experience. And after what you've done with this retreat, it's just phenomenal. So I hope you guys go to Hawaii. And who knows, maybe I'll come too. I'd love an excuse to go to Hawaii.
Oh, hold on. I'm unmuting me, but I don't want to get feedback on you, so I'm going to mute you. Oh, I muted me. Hold on. Technology. Hold on. Here we go. I got to figure it out. Hold on. Okay, ladies. I would love for you to come, Laura. That would be so much fun. We could do tapping in Hawaii by the pool with our feet in the sand. And doesn't that sound good? All right, ladies. So just want to go ahead and thank you so much. As far as moving forward, you know, looking at where we were today, you can always go back, watch this session again, the vision boarding session. You can listen again to Laura's tapping session to help you move the energy through of anything that feels stuck when you start to work with your vision moving ahead. Any of you want to join us in Hawaii, just go ahead and click on the link and we'll see you there. We'll send information out on that. And I would love for you in the chat box to share, like, what is one thing that like was an aha for you or like that inspired you. And because I love to read those things. So like, when I do this work, I enjoy doing this work, but honestly, like, this is the way I recharge myself, is by reading what's changing for you. That's what is the difference for me. So I love that. And then take a picture. Take a picture of your vision board, pop in the Facebook group and share over there. We cannot wait to see what you've got doing. Laura, thank you so much. I'm going to unmute you for a second before I'm going to do a final reading. So, okay, Laura.
Thank you, Amber.
Thank you, Amber. You're welcome. Love you. All right. So ladies, we're going to end with a reading, and it's from the book called Soul Seeds by Carolyn Mary Kleefeld, and it's called Being Willing to Not Know. Because that's part of what our vision is too, right? Is we don't necessarily get the whole vision, we might just get pieces of it. The more willing we are to not know, the more we can live in silent wonder. Perhaps in grasping to explain life's meaning, we dissipate its pulse. The mind can be our ultimate torturer. Entanglement in the net of excessive thought can clip and cramp our wings. Our minds cannot know the greater destiny. We can only yield and with awareness live what is. Are we capable of standing steadfast, receptive, and noble, bathed in the quietude of no mind's interference? Why toil with concepts when the essential occurs from a more discreet design? Let the winds ripple the surface of our pools, allowing the images to reform without interference by the industry of being human. When we are less in the mind, our true work play can emerge. May the moon's gaze answer our questions and the sun pervade. May the symphony of existence enter our ears and our busy minds go to the gods. Are we capable of fasting in reverence, letting go of the mind's gymnastics, feeding on the glory of emptiness, revealing in its languor? What then but wonder at that which emanates from this fecund well of being? How far away ideas can take us, away from direct experience. Let us live our lives in a way that lets the cosmic forces flow through us without preconceived notions and be continually willing to not know. Then the sacred can emanate from our wandering, experimenting, and exploring of the uncharted. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm gonna blow out our candle. And I'll be in the chat group for a little bit. Thank you so much, everyone. And meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and pop on over to the Facebook group too and answer questions and see you over there. It's been such a pleasure seeing everyone in person and live. I love seeing your faces and your little names over here. Happy New Year's. May 2016 be the most amazing, awesome, bestest, fabulous year yet. Aloha. Bye, Laura. I'm unmuting you. Hold on. Oh, I'm just getting waves. Sorry, I muted her. Love you guys. Gals, I should say. Bye now.